So, in the absence of the Motorcycle Safety Foundation, we have dealerships and private classes. There's a couple of drawbacks to those. A lot of the private classes require you to take the basic course first before you get the advanced. Would be interested in the basic course here? Probably nobody, right? So, and none of us really qualify for that anymore. The other thing with the dealership courses is they share the same problem with the private courses, and they're very expensive. Private courses are at the $400 to $450 level for advanced courses. So how can we train? How can we keep bettering ourselves on our motorcycles? One is just by the concept of practicing, right? So when you go out, and you're regaining your footing in the new season, right? And, I've driven for many years, and the first time out, I'm refamiliarizing myself, and yeah, I like it this way, not that way, whatever. Braking with swerving, curves, things like that, I'm refamiliarizing myself. But one of the things I focus on when I'm practicing is my weaknesses, right? I know we're all perfect, right? We don't have weaknesses, but I have weaknesses, So one of my weaknesses is driving in the right track on left curves, especially on high bank curves with drop-offs. Just kind of disturbs me a little bit, and so I'm always conscious and I have this little phobia about it. So when I'm by myself, I purposely do that. I purposely ride in the right track and practice my weakness. It helps me get better at it. Helps me be less embarrassed when I'm in the group. But also, I'm improving myself by practicing. A lot of different ways you can practice. That's just one example. The other thing about training is to, okay, so how many people here have co-riders? Person behind you, right? Okay, it's not very many. I know we have a lot of people that like to ride bikes themselves. But with a co-rider, it's good to train them in a system, that helps you ride your bike. My wife, she touches my shoulder. She's been trained to do that before she gets on the bike. One example where that didn't work too well is my sister. I offered to give her a ride. She's not a bike rider. I turned to talk to my brother-in-law. She just about dumps us by getting on the bike without telling me, right? I didn't train her. I didn't tell her what to do. My wife knows what to do. She's trained it. Another way I've trained her is, and this helps with keeping your co-rider more engaged, is when I come to a gas stop. She gets off the bike, she puts in the car, she gets the pet. You guys all like this. She gets the palm. I'm opening the cab. We do it fast. We do it well. She's trained to do that. She's trained when I get on the bike to check the bags, make sure they're locked, I have no weight. It's not like the new contraptions. She checks and makes sure that they're latched before she gets on. She double checks me. Just parts of ways you can train your co-rider, and this is about the concept of training, to be a little safer, be a little better, right? Another thing, another avenue for training is first aid and CPR. Okay. Heroic Docs, which is a local group, put on those courses. I'm working with 2 other clubs to put on a course this spring, and I'll offer it to our membership. Anyone who's interested, you can contact me, and I'll make sure and give you an avenue to get involved with the training course before it happens, and help you schedule it in if you're interested. It's not going to only benefit you, your motorcycle friends, and buddies around you. It benefits you in life. If you're trained this way, something happens around you, be it on your motorcycle or not, you're there to help them, and that's a personal goal of mine. So, the other way we train is simply by having these safety talks at our meeting. And I welcome comments. You guys chime in whenever you want, and we'll talk about it. But just having these safety talks at meetings is a way of training us to be better on our bikes. We're not bad, but we can always be better, right? So that's about it. This video is called Training is Everything. It's sponsored by the Washington State Department of Licensing, which is their version of the DMV. It's about 2 minutes long, and this biker with a lot of experience has some really good tips on training.
I just absolutely love riding. It's a passion with me. Any chance I get to ride, I will. My whole theory is straight lines for a delivery truck, not for a motorcycle. If you're riding safely, you're not putting a lot of surprises into it. If you're safe at what you're doing, you can push the envelope a little bit, and at the time you will learn what you need to work on. Even though you've been riding for a long time, you need to go back to training. Get with people who can help you get rid of any bad habits you've picked up and improve on the techniques you already have. I've been riding since back in the 70s. I still have stuff to learn. Last couple of classes, I got better at how I could look at a corner, how I could approach a corner, get the proper entry speed, get the vision through it, good throttle response through it. I had good stuff, but it made me even better. Not long ago, as I come around this corner, there's a branch laying across the road, and it's right where I'm planning on apexing. My training helped me recognize it, not panic, stand the bike up, go over the branch, and then continue the corner. So training's great.